I wanted to give you guys some late game content. So, and by late game, I really mean like, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours of playing. Not really that late. Um, Here is Professor being defeated by a single bandit, which is pretty sad. But the bandits, like I had said, are actually pretty tough. 2-on-1 versus this hungry bandit. He does have a long weapon, which I think adds into the problems that my guys have against this guy. 2 versus 1 against a hungry bandit is easy odds in your favor. However, 1 versus 1 on this lowest level enemy is actually pretty challenging. This game does not give you a lot of breaks, or outside of the fact that you get cash like no other. See, this guy is actually taking quite a bit of damage, and so I could have him kind of run away. I could have run him around and come up behind this bandit, maybe. Here's the PhysX engine in full flight there. You gotta love it. Like I said, everything levels up as it goes. Likely this bandit had gotten in a couple of fights earlier, and so his skill with swords, his personal skill with swords, actually went up. Whereas my guys have not actually been in a lot of fights. They've mostly just run away and gotten guards to fight for them. I love that. It looks like he stomps him. Something that kind of bugs me about this game, I know I love this game, but there's a few things that bug me, is right there, when a character gains consciousness again, he just stands up, like, instantly. This is just something that Lo-Fi will take care of eventually, I'm sure. While that fight was going on, I had Moo on the other side of town collecting swords and pants from some dead bandits, because I wanted to show you guys what it looks like when you start building buildings. And so I gathered up some funds this way. I had mentioned earlier that a character is highly affected by how much they're damaged. Here, Professor is moving extremely slowly because he's taken both leg and chest injuries. I've gathered up a pretty large group of hunchback samurais at this point. So I sent 2 of them off to go and attract a small group of bandits, which ended up being a gigantic mob of bandits. Luckily, there's a city nearby, so I ran them toward the guards. But this is actually kind of cool, because you get to see a roughly 12 guards versus, I would say, probably 30 bandits, as well as my 2 guys in the middle of the fray. I really, like I said, I really like the way that you can zoom out and just watch these battles. You guys are pretty low maintenance when they're in a fight. You have to run them away or things like that when they actually do get injured to a critical degree. But man, look at that. It's like cinematic. One of my guys ends up getting injured and knocked out, and so I have to, yep, there he goes. I have to run the other one away, because if the other one gets knocked out, I have to walk someone from the other side of the map all the way over here, and who knows if they'll gather more bandits on the way, and if these guards could stand up to another bandit attack this soon. Bandits do not heal each other, however, guards and caravanners do. One of the guards was knocked unconscious, and you can see some of the guards are healing him right now. I'm gonna be a dick and run my guy over and steal all his shit. There's really no negative consequences to this, other than the guard now no longer has any equipment, so the next time I run some bandits over here, he's not going to be any use in the fight because he's going to be pretty much combat inefficient. I decided to make up some karma by healing my own guy. This guy had a pretty nasty head wound, I guess, which is why he was knocked unconscious. The rest of him is pretty okay. My guy's patching him up, And we all know the best way to take care of a concussion is to sleep it off. So here he is, sleeping and recovering from his head wound, because that makes sense. Um, Beds are the way that you quick heal outside of medics and upper upper level first aid kits. All right, all the money I got from those bandits allowed me to put together a shed. I didn't get the total scaffold outlook right away, but here it is, slowly being finished. And then I can do some inside furnishings as well. You can make not only beds and chests, which I'll show you now, but you can make what's some other stuff? You can make furnishings, you can make weapon stands and armor stands specific for those things. You can make practice dummies and just leave a low-level character fighting a practice dummy, and his sword skill will slowly go up while you're out gathering bandits and things like that. The bed, like I showed you, allows you to heal up, and the chest obviously allows you to store things. There's plenty of storage, which is really nice. Storage is one of the most important things in RPGs when they have the layout of inventories like this one does. Just like earlier, you can have as many people working on something as you want, and it speeds it up. I had roughly 8 people working on the building itself, and now I'm going to have like 4 and 4 on these 2 objects. I was gonna show you guys what it looks like when someone else sleeps in a bed, but all my guys are healed up, so they refuse to sleep, um, which is actually a pretty cool mechanic. But you got to see Jim Bad asleep earlier, and here's a chest in operation. This game is really good, I think. The more you offer, the more you unlock things. So most of these names are actually names of people who offered $50 or more, or $200. You get to name a city or something along those lines. You can see the beginning of my castle out in the middle of nowhere out there. It has to be far away from cities, but I don't know. Go to Lo-Fi Studios, check out this game. It's only $10. Like and subscribe and roll today.